Okay. Right, so we're going to answer some questions about our music video shoot. What did you do the day before the shoot?
Well, the Friday before. We shot on the Monday, so that meant we had the Friday afternoon to set up. So a few things had to be done. For instance, we had to paint the bath. So Lissy and I painted that black, and the walls had to be painted. So
we got some black brick wall. Well, it was originally grey, and then we painted that black as well. But it was a lot easier to paint the bath because it went on a lot better.
Smoother as well. And the bath had to be cleaned as well because it was
really dirty.
And also there was a lot of rust in there, which was a bit of an issue because that wouldn't come off. So we considered painting that white, but the paint we used was water-based.
So it would come off.
Yeah.
So we didn't bother.
So we left that, but then on camera it doesn't.
Yeah,
you couldn't really notice it.
Yeah. Did we do it? And then you filled up the bath with water.
Yeah, we filled up the bath on the Friday because we had to because it was in the studio, so we couldn't use a hose or anything. So we had to use the hose from outside, which was really cold. So we left the water in there over the weekend, thinking that it would warm the bath up, but
it wasn't that warm. It was like it wasn't freezing, but it wasn't bath.
It was like lukewarm, maybe a bit colder. But
which was quite an issue for Bella because it was really cold.
Yeah. So, but then on the Monday we did use kettles and buckets of boiling water to fill it up
to help it. Yeah.
But it's still
quite icy.
Yeah.
But on the actual morning of our shoot, I felt actually quite apprehensive because it was like a lot of pressure all starting to come together, and it was like, what if it doesn't work?
Was exciting as well though, because it was like the unknown of what was going to happen.
Yeah. No, it was exciting.
Yeah.
We were excited. So we prepared we got up really early and we went there early and set up. So we then realised the bath was really cold. So then we used buckets and got out some of the cold water and replaced it with hot water. And then got Bella into costume and
did her makeup.
Just started the day.
Hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
how well prepared Bella was so good because she's a fashion stylist, so she knows more about clothing than we do. So we told her the sort of things that we wanted, and then she sort of raided her wardrobe and brought everything basically.
She brought a lot in, so then we could kind of pick and choose for each thing.
She had some really good stuff.
Yeah, we gave her a kind of theme for each scene because we wanted them to look really different. So we were wear something really bright and sparkly red in this one, and black and sophisticated.
And Simon has seen most of her clothes anyway, so
so we kind of based it around that.
Yeah.
So then also, so when we first started shooting, we first did the bath scene, which had a black and white bathroom floor, which we didn't originally plan to have. What did we have? We thought just a black studio floor, but then we realised if the water was to spill onto the floor, it would ruin it. So we had to
put a black waterproof lining underneath,
and then cover it up with the tiles.
And put planks of wood as well, so if it did flood, it would
protect the floor. But in the end, it looked really nice actually.
Yeah.
And then we used the same mirror backdrop that we were going to use in the next scene just to save time, but it actually looked really cool because it was reflected the water and stuff.
But it's not so clear that. It's not like a mirror where you can see everything from the other side.
It was just a bit reflecting.
Yeah.
So then we kind of designated roles, but we did a bit of everything. So Jane was main camera woman, but then me and Simon did a bit of filming, and then I was main I guess I was main director. I'd tell Bella what she should do, and then when we in the scene with the two boys, I kind of briefed them. And had a camera which we took. Me and Jane were taking some pictures of behind the scenes, and I was videoing a bit so we can make a behind the scenes video for her website and stuff. And then also we took some pictures of her actually posing in her costume and scene for the artist's work, so it will relate, which I thought that's going to be useful.
Yeah, that will come in handy.
And then Simon was main costumes and makeup and hair and stuff, and set design. So a bit in the end, we all did a bit of everything.
Equally, maybe a bit more, and also we didn't really need anyone to be doing continuity because obviously it's a fast-paced track.
Yeah.
So continuity is not the biggest of issues.
Yeah. So that didn't hold us back or anything, which was good.
Yeah.
And then So we all worked pretty well together, didn't we? And we did our...
Yeah, we all got on really well.
Yeah. But problems during the day, I think we underestimated in our time schedule that we previously made. We underestimated the bath scene so much because we originally planned to do it last because we were like, oh well, she'll be wet and
makeup and go
but then
crazy.
Why did we decide to do it first? Because it was hardest to get out of the way.
Because we filled up the water.
Yeah.
To try and warm it up, which obviously didn't work in the end. But yeah. And also because it was the highest risk, so if we got that done first.
Yeah, and now I'm actually really happy we spent a long time on it because we've got so much footage, like 15 like shots of that
And today
scene.
we had a look through in the editing suite, and some of them were so good.
Yeah, like we had a crane shot, so for a bird's eye view, and like a tracking one, and
which we'll probably end up using as our main shot.
Yeah, so I think that'll be our main scene.
Yeah.
But that was definitely an issue, the timing, because then it like made the other scenes lack a bit of timing. So the last scene we did was the balloon scene that we only filmed in like 5 minutes or something. So
maybe about an hour, but yeah, that wasn't long enough. But we still managed to get some good shots. So
it was all good in the end. And then so yeah, which scene did we do most successfully? I would say the bath scene.
The bath scene,
but
although
also,
she did become really cold by the end. She was
bad.
Bella, there's no complaints about Bella. She was absolutely amazing. We just felt so bad that by the end
it was freezing.
Her teeth were like
shattering, and but then when the music played, she'd just completely go back to lip syncing. Although the only thing I would say that we should have done before was because we changed the track, we cut a bit in the middle that was really fast rap, and we hadn't like played it to her, so she was so every time it played she hadn't been used to the new track without this rap.
So she'd go to sing the next verse, but
and it would actually be a slower bit, so we should have done that beforehand, but in the end she got used to it and
but she was so good. Like when we first told her the song we were using, she sort of knew the words but she didn't know them off by heart, and so in rehearsals she knew them but not clearly. Amazingly. But you could tell that she'd learnt them so much during our time.
Yeah, definitely
amazing.
And then but I also thought that the chaise longue scene with the boys was really good, like, because when in rehearsals, we'd, like, filmed a few rehearsals with them. They're a bit, like, they weren't really sure what they were doing, but they listened really well and, like, took, like, instructions really well, and it all turned out nicely, because we had, like, some really bright lights, like, all around the scene, and it just looked really nice.
Yeah, and they were really focused and brought a lot of energy to it, I'd say.
Yeah. So the scene that we wish we could have gone a bit better, probably the balloon scene, because we didn't have as much time as in the other scenes. So I think if we'd have had more time, we would have got better shots from it.
And also, I think I kind of regret not planning the mirror scene as much. Like, because we originally thought that we were going to have a dressing table with makeup on.
We imagined it very different.
And the floor, we ended up having grass as the floor, which looks quite cool because then it like changes the colours.
Yeah, we wanted to like have a different flooring, but in the end we were like, does that really go? Why is it there?
I'm wondering whether it will be a bit boring because she's
quite
performing in all
others.
of them, which is good because she's such a good performer. But I'm sure it'll be fine. But maybe if you had a different prop or something that was a bit more like exciting to it, but
then luckily ours is going to be really short clips, so maybe in the end it will be like, it will still look really different because they'll be so fast that you won't be like, it's like similar.
And I love the light bulbs. We had the a massive frame with light bulbs on it.
Like a star, so like a superstar or something. Okay, so so how well did we manage our actors? Like saying for Bella was just really good, and she had actually brought a lot of ideas to the table. Like when we did some like just dancing ones, and we didn't tell her how to dance or anything, but she just knew like what to do with the song.
Yeah.
And then the guys were a bit more cautious. I think they maybe were a bit embarrassed with like a lot of people watching and stuff, but in the end they took a lot of like direction and no, it was good.
I think Bella at first you could tell she She still gave it loads, but you could tell she wasn't as comfortable.
Got into it.
But then by the second or third shot, she was in there and giving really it her all. And by the end of the day, we were all so tired because it was such an exhausting day.
It was
How many?
long.
It was like we ended up finishing about 7.
6. Oh yeah.
About 7. So if we got there about, it was like
it was almost 12 hours.
Yeah. That was quite a long day, but she managed to keep going throughout, even though we were tired.
Yeah. She was. It must have been more tired as well.
Yeah.
So the part of the shoot that we enjoyed most,
I thought it was all really.
It was
fun.
all really fun. I liked having the first scene. It was really like, oh my god, this is our first scene. Like, and seeing how it turned out and stuff. But they were all really fun. We liked them all.
It was a bit stressful towards the end where we started running out of time, and then the fact that we had to continue after dinner.
Yeah, when everyone's going home.
Yeah,
and,
that was a bit of an issue.
That was a bit stressful.
If we did have longer as well, then we could have maybe organised the balloon scene a bit better and had the balloons in like a synchronised order. But
we just had to kind of rush it a bit.
Yeah, and we could have got some more shots, but something's better than nothing.
Yeah, definitely. And then I thought we worked so well as like a production group together because we all kind of have different skills that are our like best. So combining them together just like helped it. Like we were dream team.
Dream team.
But I thought like Simon was really good at like hair and like the whole like stylistic point, and then Jane was really good at camera and like doing like some interesting shots, and
Lissy was really good at
nothing.
No.
And then some lessons that we learnt for helping with other shoots, probably just time management, like, and also
what was it?
So what we learnt.
Yeah, time management was a big thing.
Yeah, and then also we were talking about it that we've realised we couldn't be like indecisive. Like we had to be like, okay, this is what we want to do.
Yeah, you just have to come up with an idea and just go with it.
Instead of being like, oh, I'm not sure, like la la la.
You just got to be focused and just go with one idea. And
give like all your ideas and all your energy, because it is.
And then not get carried away with listening to other people's ideas. Obviously, you have to take into concept other people's opinions.
But you've got to combine it all as well.
You just have to get on with it, and rather than dithering about and wasting time.
Yeah. And then our last question is, are there any changes you might need to make to your website or artwork in order for them to fit with the video? And luckily, we'd taken so many pictures for our website that obviously fit in really well with the shoot, because like after most scenes I was like, oh Bella, can you quickly, before you get changed, just pose for me for a bit. So we had like some artists like pictures like that we could definitely use some of them for our front covers, which is good because she's in the same costume and the same backdrop as in the video, so hopefully it will all be like, it will have continuity.
Yeah, there's some really good pictures, especially of the bath scene where she's like really posing. She's so beautiful as well, so it should look really good.
Yeah. No, we just all had a really fun day.
Yeah, it was really enjoyable.
Turned out really well.
Just look forward to editing and finding out the final outcome.
Oh yeah, I missed that question, didn't I? Editing, the editing one.
Oh.
Our main things that we're looking forward to for editing definitely are some like just having all the shots together really fast, but also we want to play around with like some interesting editing, like having mirroring, so like this, her face,
and maybe like a reverse.
Yeah, and we've also got some slow motion shots of her popping balloons and stuff, so we'll just have a play around, make it fun looking and stuff.
That was quite funny. She tried to pop some balloons, and then there was one balloon which she just couldn't pop. Just wouldn't pop. But still got some really good shots of that, I think. Yeah. So, yeah.